Good morning. Today what we are making is this cute little sweatshirt. I just took off the sleeves, added some bling, put this on, and I'm going to show you how to do it. Okay, first of all, what I did was cut off the sleeve. I usually cut them both off, and depending how your sweatshirt is, I just went to Wally and got these. They were inexpensive. Wash everything first. Wash all your fabric first. Everything. So I went in all my colors and I decided how to make this. Well, however long your arm is on your sleeve. I just went a little whole hog because I knew that I was going to do 2 of them. So I just got stuff that matched, and then I'm OCD enough to put it in order however I wanted it at the time. And what I did was cut off the sleeve, then you cut off the cuff, but just figure out how long the sleeve of your sweatshirt is and go for it. I just kept going because I'm a little on the nut side. So what the heck? And I knew I was doing 2 of them anyways. So I cut off one sleeve, and mine has like little, like where they sewed it down, so it's got like a little line. I just cut around that. And then you want to cut off the cuff, and I'm going to do the same thing. Get it started. I think the hardest part is thinking, oh my gosh, I'm cutting apart a sweatshirt. Anything. It's cute. Why nutty? So now I'm cutting off the cuff. And you don't have to do what I did, but I did this just because I didn't want it to move when you wash it and look icky when you wash it. Make sure you use a 90-14 needle, because this is pretty thicky stuffy.
Make a dog sweater out of your sleeve.
Yeah.
You have a small enough dog?
Actually, okay, so here's your sleeve. Let me put this back. And then what I did was I just cut alongside either side. It doesn't matter. It's all going to work out in the wash. Of this. And I'm not going to sew everything because I am going to use my serger because I want it all serged like it was before. I don't know about you guys, but I used to do stretch and sew. Do you remember stretch and sew? Oh my gosh, I used to make all those with the ribbing. Oh heck, I had every color ribbing. I had all this crap. I swear I have probably 50 patterns yet somewhere. I probably do, Lindsay. Come to think of it. Remember, you had to get the do so and copy the pattern, and make sure you comment. I don't know what we're giving away today. What are we giving away?
Kiss Me a Fool.
The what?
Kiss Me a Fool.
Kiss Me a Fool. Okay. So then what I did was I figured out where I wanted it on here. Let's see where I started on there. And I did put flamingos, I want you to know, on this. I had to do my flamingos. I mean, my goodness gracious. You gotta do flamingos. And then I just pinned it. And I left stuff all the way around it because what I'm going to do, let me move it up just a titch more. Is I'm going to sew lines. If Lindsay wants to show it closer, she can. I sewed lines in it. So when I wash it, it doesn't get all yucky. I just wanted it to be okay. So I'm not going to show you guys know how to do that. And you can use like the rudder stitch in a ditch thing. I just put lines in it and then I sewed it. I was upstairs and I don't have, that machine doesn't have all the bells and whistles. This one does. My husband took off this week, you know, oh my gosh, he made such a mess all over. He was cleaning this and this and this, and I was like, oh, my goodness gracious. Okay, once you get the lines, you cut this off. I just cut it all the way around. And then I just went and took a ruler, 1/4 inch, and drew lines on both sides of the seam. And then I just sewed. Okay? Then I cut it. Then I sewed it with my serger. Okay, when you are putting on your darling little this thing, you always want to do it in 4ths because it's going to have to stretch and yada yada and all that stuff. So you want to put right sides together, and I'm going to match the seam with a seam on the cute little guy ribbing. And I did it in 4ths on both the things so I can know where exactly I need to stretch it to. And then you do the same thing on your sleeve. I did it in 4ths, so I know exactly where it's going to look. And then when you sew it, you just stretch, make sure it all stretches in there, and it works out just fine. And then I'm going to serge mine, because I want it all finished. But you could use like a decorative, like zigzag stitch, or whatever your little heart does desire. I just like to do that. And then you put it on the sleeve, and match all that too. Thank goodness I made my own t-shirts. You know what? Everything you do in life helps you out. All the weird little things you think, oh, why am I doing this or why am I doing that? But it does in life. I waitressed so I could go to beauty school. That helped me with all my catering and cooking and all this stuff I've done. So it was really, everything helps you in life. question your sanity at times, but it all works out in the wash. And then I just sew it with my serger, or you could do like a 1/4 inch and zigzag, zigzag, zigzag. Okay, then to make the heart, I found this awesome applique interfacing. It's Pellon 30, and I got it at Walmart. 10 yards for like 17 bucks. They don't have it on hand, but it works really, really, really well. So, I put this on right side up, traced around it, sewed around it, cut, and then I cut it open like this, and all I've got to do is bring the right side out, and this gives it a, I just like the way it feels, especially when you're doing it on a t-shirt or sweatshirt or whatever you're doing. And then I did clip around the heart. And what I've learned years and years and years ago, I used to make Lindsay all these t-shirts. Oh my gosh. I used to monogram her underwear. That's how pathetic I was.
You had them Monday through Friday too.
Yeah, Monday through Friday too. She remembers all this stupid crap I did.
For school days.
Oh my goodness gracious. Yes, that's in my really nuttier years, which I had a lot of nutty years. Oh my. Yes, sirree, Bob. I've done some nut stuff in my life, I'll tell you. But she was my only daughter. And then when I had a granddaughter, my only granddaughter, I went pretty nuts myself. Then all I'm going to do is iron this. You could do the other applique way of just, you know, folding it under and all that stuff, but I don't want to work that hard. I just want this to be fun and done, you know? Then I called Lindsay up and I had this pinned on and I said, "Is this high enough?" And she goes, "What am I looking at?"
And the heart is on the Facebook feed.
And the heart is on the Facebook feed too. It took me an hour to find the right size heart. I should have just called Lindsay and said, "Do you know how to," because I am not techie whatsoever. God did not give me that gene. I can buy stuff online, and that's about as good as it goes, but other than that. But I did hair for a living, so I did 60 volume peroxide and scissors. That was more my... Okay, so I found this wonderful stuff years ago. This is called Stitch and Tear. Whenever I do applique on anything, knit, anything like that, and you want it to hold better, it's called Stitch and Tear. So you put this underneath. First you gotta find the center of all this. And I kept thinking, oh my gosh, what if I didn't find exact center? Oh, and I stressed myself, and I'm thinking, oh, just let it go. And then you want to find it at the bottom. And the sides. And then what I do is I just iron it so I know exactly where it's at. and then I wanted to make sure the heart was the same distance on both sides, so I measured the heart. So I find the center, I put this underneath, put this on top, and then on my Epic 2, I put number 11 under the applique stitches. Years and years ago, I used to have to find the satin stitch to know exactly, and this actually turned out really good. So you just put this on, put this under, and this will just tear off. And then it'll be nice and flat, and you don't have any waves and all that junk. Because I've done it before I found the stitch and tear, and I didn't like the way it looked. So, voila, here's our sweatshirt. I'm going to make one. I want to make one for Lindsay that's got gnomes on it for Easter. I'll be wearing it. I gotta get a sweatshirt for Lindsay. She will throw up. She hates gnomes. She thinks they're creepy. I don't think they're creepy, but she thinks they're creepy. So, that's all you do. And I just did the satin stitch all the way around with a stitch and tear underneath, and it rips off beautifully. The winner today is Diane Miller. Please go to quickpoints@gmail, give us your email address, and Lindsay will send you a pattern. But this is really cute. It'd be cute for little kids. I just think it'd be way fun. Well, God bless you, and see you next week, and happy Valentine's Day.